Hey everybody, welcome. So glad to have you join us here at Church Communications for another beautiful day. It is cold where I am. I have no idea if it's freezing where you are. Maybe it's warm. I'm hoping it's warm. Uh, yeah. And today I'm joined by my wonderful friend Amy at onlinegiving.org. And I'm so excited to have Amy on the show today. She is just fantastic. We've been chatting just a little bit now. And so, anyways, I want you to learn from Amy about Amy. So, Amy, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got started at onlinegiving.org?
Would love to. First, I'm a church nerd. I love all things process and operational, and I'm a little bit of a geek that way. I worked in the church as an administrator for 15 years, loving doing accounting and connecting software and doing what I could to make processes work better. Through that, worked with online giving as a vendor and made a comment that was meant to be an encouragement that turned into me being over here.
Oh, it
Which
turned
was,
into a job.
it turned into a job. It was, wow, you guys are making so much great stuff. I would love to come work for you as an operations person for free. Ha ha, just as a joke.
Sure.
The free part didn't happen, by the way. They do have to pay me. But I had experienced being a customer of online giving and giving feedback on the software and having it develop quickly and then given to all the churches all the suggestions that I would make. So I experienced the partnership firsthand that turned into a friendship, that turned into a comment, that turned into now I've been here for 3 years as the operations director and I love it. I get to be on ops teams all over the country now. So it's fun.
Awesome. So Amy is just like you, all right? Yeah, she worked at a church, and I love that story because I also worked at a church, which is why I ended up doing what I'm doing at Church Communications. So Amy asked me earlier how I got started with Church Comp, and I lived in Nashville, and when I was there, I was working at a mega church, and we were like really heavily resourced, and I realized there's probably not a lot of churches out there that have this kind of knowledge or have the ability and the time, really the time, to like learn all the stuff that I was learning. And so I was like, I feel extremely blessed. How can I give back to the community? And so I started Church Communications as a Facebook group and really excited to find 50 people who loved complaining about bulletins every week, and ended up finding 30,000 people who love to complain about their bulletins every week. Yeah, definitely not what I was expecting at all. But I'm so glad it's grown. God's been really gracious to us, so it's been really awesome. But
It's
um,
fun to get to serve other churches. It's
yeah,
really
I
fun.
mean, it's amazing that I get to help, that many churches and serve that many. And I'm sure you feel blessed too at Online Giving to support and help that many churches with their giving, which is really important, especially now. And figuring out online giving
Yes.
now is more
Yes.
critical than it probably ever
Yes.
has been.
Yes.
So on that note, can you tell us a little bit about online giving's tools? And can you also tell us about what you do for churches?
All right. So we are a bunch of nerds that love the church, is what we do.
Aren't we all?
So yes, we are. So what we do, we offer a innovative um, digital giving environment with lots of different tools to be able to give. And that over time, because we are a partner with churches and we do respond to the need of churches, has turned into digital engagement as well. So not only is there giving, we also have mobile app and text marketing and chatbot. And all of those tools that are designed to be flexible. I frequently tell our churches that we are like the Lowe's or Home Depot of church engagement. If you know what you want to build, we've got the materials to build it. So, and it's designed to just flow beautifully and works really, really well.
Awesome.
And so one of the things that we have experienced during this crazy time in our history is that not only are churches needing to figure out that digital giving component because it is so much more important now that we can't all get together physically, they've also needed to figure out new and different ways on how to digitally engage people. And for a lot of churches, that's a new and fascinating concept. And so we've had a lot of churches that didn't use our chatbot before start using our chatbot. And that has become an incredibly important tool for churches during this time and even before now too.
Yeah. So can you tell me a little bit more about the chatbot and like what it does and how we can use it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. So the chatbot is a conversation style AI that collects data. It's friendly. You can put it in your church's language, how you want to ask people questions. It's really fast and it's really pain free for your church members and maybe even visitors to use. And it's really, what do you want to build, and that's what you can build with it. And so you text in a keyword that you determine, because our text marketing it works with the chatbot. You can also use the chatbot AI in Facebook Messenger and a couple of other ways as well. But it's always triggered by a keyword, and it's a keyword that the church decides, because the church has their own dedicated avenue that comes in. And then it collects the data that is needed for someone to be able to either, plan a visit or sign up to serve somewhere or do things like that. We'll get into some more specifics, I'm sure.
So this is integrated on your website.
We integrate with your church database.
Okay, awesome.
If you don't have a church database that's integratable, like if it doesn't have third-party API endpoints that we can integrate with, then you have lots of other actions you can still do on the back end of a chatbot.
Yeah.
But for people that have Rock RMS, we can create or match a contact, put that information in for a group sign up, trigger workflows, and et cetera. We also have a lot of ministry platform churches because, as I said before, we partner with churches. So the more we partner with you, the more you give feedback, the more we have tools to integrate with. And we have a lot of Rock and a lot of ministry platform churches. So that when someone is texting back and forth, it puts that person in the database and it puts them in the place that they need to be. And you get to tell the system how and what to do with that. We also integrate with Planning Center and integrate with workflows or create people there. We also work with CCB with the same level of, create individuals. And then NCCB process queues are a big thing. And so we integrate with that as well. And so there are lots of different ways you can use your chatbot with any tool that you want to use it with. But those church databases that allow for those integrations are really a time saver for churches because no one then has to go in and enter that data. It's already living where you need it to be.
Okay, so can you tell me some innovative or different ways that you have seen online giving's chatbot be used? Some different, innovative, fun ways.
Absolutely. So it's used for many, many different things. Volunteer sign up is one that we see frequently. And based on your answer to a question, we also have conditional formatting of you can ask this next question based on that question. So volunteer sign up is a really big one. Like, do you like kids? No. Then they won't ask you about serving opportunities on Easter for working with kids. Also, event registration. If you have an event coming up, it can not only collect your data and register you for that event, but it can also take your payment and loop you over to a payment page. So very friendly for those tools too. Group signups. We have had churches come and give us feedback after large group sign-up events or after volunteer sign-up events that it has gone the smoothest ever because it's all already in the database and everyone's where they're supposed to be. Another great one is connection or visitor cards. If someone is coming to church and visiting for the first time, you can have on your screen or in your bulletin, hey, just text the word visit or welcome or whatever your word is that you've chosen, and people can fill that information out. It's in your database. They're already queued up for information and the flows that you want them to be. This is one that we thought of when we first built this tool, baptism sign up. We thought, oh yeah, people are mainly going to use it for things like this, and they've turned out to use it for lots of other things like planning a visit or signing up for newsletters, which is another one that's become really popular.
Yeah, that's awesome. I really love that you can do conditional questions, because I am definitely one of those that's a 30-year-old woman who doesn't have children, but everybody assumes would love to work in children's ministry. We're just going to do everyone. And see what happens. And so I'm like, I don't think you want me anywhere near children. But thank you for that. Appreciate it. So yeah, that's great. I think that's fantastic. So talking about feedback, since I just gave you some, what feedback have you gotten from other churches that are using this chatbot?
Well, our churches overwhelmingly love it. I mentioned a minute ago that baptism was one thing that we thought we were going to have people sign up for. Turned out, as soon as we released the chatbot, two of our churches, two of our very large churches, the same weekend, because it was right before Easter, in that same weekend, they both used it to do Christ acceptance. And it was the craziest thing we've ever seen, because they do this in this beautifully friendly way of today is a new day, marks a new day in your journey, and thank you so much. We'd love to follow up with you and engage with you. And so people answered these questions with their first and last name and all of the contact information. Not only did it go into the correct campus under the correct pastor, but it was all already in there in real time, ready for those pastors to follow up with. The people got an automatic email of here are some additional steps and some reading and things like that. All of those are things that you can plan out to be used on the back end, that's really going to make people, not just the churches, feel like, oh, that's a great process, but make the person feel connected and loved, which sounds really weird when you're talking about texting for Christ acceptance, but it's really not, because especially in a megachurch environment, which I also came from one, in a megachurch environment, you may be up in the balcony and not want to walk all the way down to the front because maybe you have a hurt ankle or whatever else. It might just be really difficult. And so that offers a very current way for people to engage and to really say, this is where I am in my journey, or whatever you're using it for. But our churches absolutely love it. As soon as we get feedback from a church of, hey, I love this part, but I wish it did this, we provide feedback and we help along the way with those things.
What I love about this is that it's the new I see that hand. Traditionally we always get, raise your hand if you've accepted Christ. Now you can text, which sounds ridiculous, but at the same time, like, it really does. I believe it would help people so much more to make that first step
Right.
before accepting Christ. And yeah, I think I love that idea. You just talked about, you mentioned their onlinegiving.org's partnership with churches. What impact do you think that this has had on the ministry of the church?
For the churches that actually give us feedback, it's awesome. We have these tools that are really just meant to help and extend, I guess, if you will, the church's operations team. And so if you are in church operations, which pretty much anyone listening to this is in church operations, you know that your ministry is very much unseen, and that there is a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it. And so anything that we can do to help you as you care for your community, because you don't get into church operations for the money. But if you can do things in a way that that supports the flow of ministry, you absolutely jump on that and just take advantage of that. So we help people to nurture their community. We give them those amazing tools that not only do your accounting people love, but your communications people love. And so we help increase generosity, which is a really big deal, obviously, especially in times like this. Simplify your administrative tasks, because there's a lot of administrative tasks. Make the people in your church feel connected and be able to give them opportunities through everything that you set up to connect. One of the other great ways I've seen our chatbot used And some of our other tools used is in student ministry and like following up and having planned communications go out. Because right now, as much as all of us feel isolated, our teenagers are like the worst because they don't get to see each other as much. And so having those things go out of, hey, read this and give feedback and post this, and here's the hashtag of the day, or however people want to creatively use those things, it's amazing. So only limited by the church's imagination. But we also, we don't expect anyone to get to this on their own. So we continually train, we continually support what the church needs. Our support team is so fabulous. And we also, through that, those conversations that we have on what we're training on, what we're supporting, or what churches suggest, we issue upgrades and we issue them centrally so everyone gets them at the same time. And so we always customize, we never stop building, and we always want to support the church with what is the most innovative, what is the most supportive, tech savvy thing that's going to help you, even if it's, to send someone an email, which, email is considered more outdated a lot these days, which I still don't understand, but that's okay. But even if it's, things that just really only work in your culture, at your church, we want to help continue to support those things, because the whole reason why we do this is to support the church. So
I love that. Something else I was noticing when I was on y'all's website is you don't just do this chatbot. I mean, you also have text marketing, which I think is fantastic. We talk a lot about texting in the group, and just having that as a part of the platform, I think is amazing. You have mobile apps too, on top of that. And with text marketing, you can have unlimited keywords. I just saw that, and there's so many people who have been like, "Oh, we were limited by how many keywords we could have, or whatever. We could only have one keyword." So it made it difficult to figure that out. And I was like, "Oh, that's really awesome! You can schedule your text. You can have autoresponders." And anyways, I just love that. So I just wanted to point that out.
I'm glad. Yeah, we love the text marketing too, and that was there before the chatbot was, and it works hand in hand with the chatbot. So you can even have scheduled messages at the same time that you're setting up chatbot. So like your visitor connection card, if someone was texting their information in, you can say, oh, if someone texted in to do this, also schedule this message to go out to them 6 days from now, reminding them of service and telling them we hope they come back again.
Love it.
So lots of fun things.
Well, do you have any parting thoughts for us, Amy?
Not too many, really. I just want to say thank you for listening and for your time. We love serving the church. If you think that we could serve you, please go to our website, onlinegiving.org, check out all the tools. Mobile apps is one that we did not, of course, have time to cover today, but our mobile apps are integrated just like the chatbot is. We offer mobile apps that not only house your sermon content, but also connect to your database. It's not just a content app with a giving link. It's content database connections for checking your kids in, or giving, or any of those other functions. Basically, if you're going to go to connect with your church electronically, it can all be housed in an app that's custom to you. So we love building those tools that really make the church shine and make ministry flow, that don't have our brand all over them, that really have the church's name, so everyone feels like they're just interacting with their church, even if it's online giving that's powering it behind the scenes. Because we don't care about our fame and glory, we care about God's, and you're going to get that connection through your church, connecting to the Lord and to one another. So if we can help you, let us know. We'd love to help.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amy, for hanging out with us today. I really do appreciate it.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Katie. It's been a pleasure to get to talk to you.
Yeah. And again, if everybody wants to check this out, it's onlinegiving.org. They're just an amazing team. We've really enjoyed working with them. I know churches that have worked with onlinegiving.org, and I feel like they have benefited so greatly. So go and check it out, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.